All right, so we're going out with our new machine today, and what are we going with? The new Gator 6mm. This is what we use to replace our K9 102, which passed away the other day, and we got it overnighted and it's here. So we're going to give its maiden run today on its first call. I've done this kitchen sink before, back in 2014, back in the green van days, way back then, and it backed up again in 2025. Does that count as a recall? Nah, not that long. So we're going to take the machine out, we're going to run it. A couple things right off the bat that I saw with it that I was kind of about. I'll say something about that when we're driving home with that thing. So that'll be its first run. I expect it to be a little awkward using because it's different than the 102, but principle with the flex shaft, it's still the same. Chains go in, spin, feel is the same. It's just feeding and retrieving, getting the cable back in might be a little bit different versus the 102 where it fit in easy and spun. So we'll see what this one does. This one doesn't have a spindle thing. It has something on the outside that you feed it in, and it doesn't rotate like a Lazy Susan in the inside. So we'll see how that works out. That might be a little awkward, so I'll feel that out. So let's go get this job done and we'll see how it is. And then I actually have another kitchen sink tomorrow to do to see if there's any change or any difference in how I run it. So let's get into it. First thing I don't like is the sharp points at the feet here, 1/8 inch steel. I discussed that later on in the video. First run. A lot of grease, so I ran through with double 2-inch chains and that boring bit to get into the grease because it was hard packed. Okay, let's see how it does. Beautiful. Some issues I don't like with this machine is these corners here are extremely sharp. They're gonna have to angle grind, smooth those out. Imagine you're carrying this by the handle, you're walking along, bam, right into your leg. That is going to hurt. Also, I walked out with the strap on, and when you're navigating doors, you're turning, you could catch that on someone's door and basically scratch the hell out of their door. Or you could walk by a car, scratch the hell out of someone's car, or scratch the heck out of your van, or scratch the heck out of you. So what I'm doing now is I put some electrical tape on there for now, just in case I banged up against anything. And then I'm going to use my grinder and smooth those down, and then I'll probably just tape them up again, just be on the safe side so I'm not marking stuff up on people's property. That's it for that. I'll let you know more once I get in the van. Alright, so I've done this drain before, and does it count as a recall? I did that back in like 2011, back in my green van, so Last time I did that drain, I used the DM138 with 50 feet of cable, full of grease at that time. And it took me a little while to get that guy open because I had probably a 30-foot run, and I didn't want to flap 20 feet of cable out and connect it to a drill to try to high speed it at that time. So definitely this machine worked. It did its job like its typical flex shaft. It's got a little bit of a learning curve in it when you're feeding it versus the rigid 102 version, which spins around on the top, and sometimes you gotta let the torque let go and let the drill go, and then refeed it back in there. This one you try to refeed it, its spool's kind of funny, but I think that is me, that I just gotta re-hone on how to get the song and dance with that machine there. So the next thing with that thing, I'm talking about those corners that I showed you that were sharp on there. Another issue that I thought of with that is if someone's walking by you and you have that strapped over your shoulder, that it could get somebody. I mean, you could, in theory, impale somebody with that sharp corner, because let's face it, people walk by you, they don't pay attention, they bounce off you. But imagine catching that, that 1/8-inch steel sharp point right there. Ooh, that would hurt. That would be a heck of a bugger. So that's definitely something that's going to be worked out. The other thing I think with that machine is, on the top, you have probably about that much slack before it goes into the machine. So even though the drill has a clutch on it, I still think that can easily spin. So what I'm going to do is makeshift a piece of PEX that'll go over that thing, just to keep that thing from kind of ensnaring itself and getting caught, wrapped up, kinking the crap out of that cable, because it's only a 6mm. Doesn't take much to flip those things around on that. So I think that'll do that. The drill connection with the Velcro is a little bit of a pain in the butt with the larger drill. I won the Milwaukee M18. It's got the thicker battery on there. I think it's more suited for the thinner battery, which will sit on there a little bit better, but I did all right with it. That might be something that I could just readjust and re-put it on there, and everything work out fine with that. Cable quality seems to be pretty good on that compared to everything else. The machine is US made, which is good. That'll help on any tariffs or anything like that. I don't know where the cables come from itself. I'm going to probably assume those cables are not US made and they're made in China, but they're cheap enough if you can buy by the thousands of feet to make machines versus single purchase 50 feet or whatever. So machine's pretty good. I mean, you can't really ever blame a machine that's industrial. You gotta blame the operator, because a lot of times it's operator error. People will complain about, oh, this machine is this machine is awkward. It's because you gotta get used to running different styles of machines, because you have your sectionals, you have your drum machines, now you have your flex shafts, and you got your hydrojetting in there. They're all going to be different. I'm a fan of the flex shaft. It works good. The K9 102 did serve me well for many years. You guys saw those in the video. My only gripe with that thing there was it was a pain in the ass to thaw out during winter. It would freeze up, and there was only a little peephole in there that I can stick the hair dryer into thaw it, versus this one the whole drum is open and I can stick a hair dryer in there and get that nice and clean and thawed out and run without burning out the cable. Definitely a lot less moving parts in this one versus the 102, where the 102 would throw shear pins, and even if you had it and you electrical taped around the shear pins, they would still work their way through and shoot out. Then you had to take the whole machine apart, pain in the ass. So this one you can field repair a lot faster, so that's good on them. So big thing is just those points around the stand. And another thing too, if you lay that stand down, they got some rubber mounts, but we have a tendency not to just pick up, but we pick up and we drag. That will catch someone's floor and tear it right up. And if they got a nice wood floor or linoleum, So rounding that thing off and taping it will save a lot of headaches. So this is Rod from Mount Washington Sewer and Drain Cleaning. We keep the Hampshire flowing, and we'll see you out there again.